How will all of this impact our own markets? Now we have our research team joining in with how the trade setup looks like and the stocks that are likely to be in the news. First up, Vivek is in to get us with all the market cues that we need to watch out for. Vivek, good morning. What is the setup looking like?
Well, good morning. The setup looks quite bright given the fact that, we are currently flirting near the lifetime high levels. All US markets ended overnight trade with gains, and Nasdaq ended at a fresh record high, fueled by the kind of rally that we saw as far as Nvidia is concerned. So Nvidia continued its rally overnight. Now coming to crude oil prices actually on Friday hit a fresh 3-week low, and after that there was a very sharp rebound as far as crude oil prices are concerned, and crude oil prices actually managed to end in the green, but they continue to remain and hover around the lows. In fact, Brent futures trading near the $82 a barrel mark. Now let's come to the Indian markets. Indian market cues quite supportive. Intraday, there was a bit of a cool off as far as Friday's trading was concerned after hitting the 23,000 mark. So Nifty just closed below that, but last week, it was a stellar outperformance as far as Indian markets was concerned, almost a 2.5% gain across all of the indices. The good part last week was the fact that the banking pack made a good return, and in fact, one of the top gainers as far as the bank performance was concerned on Friday was the kind of outperformance in the weightage that HDFC Bank managed to show. Now, along with that, what actually did well? The entire defense pack, whole of last week and even on Friday, the telecom pack made a very strong rebound. Brokerages have become very positive as far as the telecom pack is concerned, especially on Idea, and also given the fact that they now become constructive as far as tariff hikes are concerned. Now today, whole lot of cues, whole lot of results that came, post-market hours on Friday. So look at names like Divi's Labs, NTPC, Torrent Pharma, Aurobindo Pharma, a lot of news flow as well as results come over there. Coming to Asian markets, quite strong. GIFT Nifty indicating a flattish to positive start for our own markets.
Vivek, thanks a lot for that. Now over to Sudarshan, who would list out the stocks that you need to watch out for. Sudarshan, good morning.
Good morning, Harma. So I'll start with all the pharma company that have reported earnings over the weekend. So starting with Divi's Labs, reported strong Q4 margin has come up more than 30% after 5 quarters. Margin is at 31.7% against estimate of 27.7%. Glenmark Pharma earnings were a mild miss. Revenues up 2% versus poll of 4% decline. Margin has come in at 16.5% versus poll of 15.7%. Aurobindo Pharma results have beat estimates. Revenues up 17% versus poll of 14% growth. Margin is 100 bips higher at 22.1%, and US sales were slightly below estimates at $432 million. And apart from earnings, company's arm Eugia's formulation manufacturing unit in Telangana is classified as official action indicated. Torrent Pharma reported an inline Q4, revenues up 10% versus poll of 12% growth, and company will take enabling resolution of up to Rs 5,000 crore fundraising in FY25. NTPC results were above estimates. Consolidated margin is up 300 bips and EBITDA has risen 20% year-on-year, and company is targeting new thermal orders of 15.2 gigawatt by FY27. Also for renewable business, company is guiding for listing in October or November of 2024. United Spirits volume growth were above estimates while revenue growth was in line. Prestige and above volume growth has come in at 3.7% versus poll of 2 to 3%. Revenue growth for this segment was at 6.7%. Popular business volume growth has come in at 4% versus poll of 0 to 1%. And revenue growth for this segment has come in at 3.3% versus poll of 2 to 3% decline. Hind Copper strong Q4 earnings, margin has risen 800 bips. Bosch has reported second consecutive quarter of margin more than 13%. Keep an eye on Adani Ports and Wipro. Adani Ports to replace Wipro in Sensex effective June 24. And lastly, Hero Moto company's tax demand is reduced to 178 crore from rupees 605 crore. So keep an eye on all these stocks.
Lots of stocks as always as we come off a weekend. Sudarshan, thanks a lot for that. And lastly, Mangalam is joining in with cues from the FNO space. Mangalam, good morning. We crossed 23,000 on Friday, but took a bit of a breather after that. What's the FNO setup looking like?
Always good to take a bit of a breath after a big sprint, right? That's what we saw on Thursday and Friday. But important part is now that we're getting comfortable with life above 23,000 for the Nifty, let's see whether we can get comfortable with life above 50,000 for the Nifty Bank or not. Because, even as the frontline indices were absolutely flat, the Nifty Bank did well on both Thursday as well as Friday. Now just about 1,000 points away from a fresh record high. It was led by two factors. One, on Thursday and Friday, we saw the FIs buy in the cash market as did the DIIs. But on Friday, the FIs sold about 945 crores. The DIIs bought 2,300 crores. So net institutional positive flows of almost 1,000 odd crores. But the big data point was we've been talking about how FII shorts were near record high. In 2 trading sessions, those shorts have been all but squeezed out. In fact, 5,400 crore worth purchase on Friday in index futures by the FIIs. And if you just take a look at the last two trading sessions, that's Thursday and Friday, and what the FIIs did in index futures, on Thursday, 86,000 long contracts added, 35,000 short contracts covered. And then on Friday, they followed it up with nearly 50,000 long contracts being added and 35,000 short contracts being covered. And as a result of which, in just two trading sessions, the FII short exposure, which was close to around 2.19 lakh contracts, has now come down to just 15,000 contracts. So that's the power of short covering that we saw in just two trading sessions. Longs are now 49% of the overall exposure, as against 31% in just two trading sessions. But now with 23,000 being the fulcrum for the Nifty, we've seen active options action on both 23,000 call and 23,000 put, telling you that the broader market range or broader range for the market is 22,700 to 23,300 itself for the market. The Nifty Bank will be the key going forward, 2% away from an all-time high, and HDFC Bank just below its 200-day moving average, extremely crucial to watch out for. And just before I leave you, just watch out for a bunch of stocks, the ones which have entered FNO ban, 3 of them, and you have 5 of them which have exited FNO ban. So all of that would be in focus today.
Thanks a lot for that, Mangalam. An important point that Mangalam highlighted, the Nifty Bank is the key for the day, heading towards the mark of 50,000. But